Hey everybody, this is your friendly neighborhood Deepatork, and today we're going to play the game The Hospital, which from what I hear is a bite-sized thrill game with lots of spooks and spoopy things, and I'm excited to go through it. I'm going into this blind, so I don't know what's here, other than that there's this VHS filter over everything. I am indeed wearing headphones. Crux. So I can barely see the word crux. That's fine. That's fine. Is the horror the fact that I don't have toenails? Alright, what's going on? When the virus got me, I was hoping I would be among the majority who only got mild symptoms and recover quickly. But my condition grew worse day by day. I checked into this hospital last week, barely able to breathe. I paid a lot to get into a private room, and I was lucky they managed to find one. There are no vacant rooms in hospitals across the country as the pandemic wreaks havoc. It's a pandemonium out there. So many sick, so many dying. I feel like I've become a number, a statistic. That is what Stalin says. One person dying is a tragedy. 1 million is a statistic. I think I'm growing sicker. I feel faint and weak all the time. Yesterday, at night, they had to increase my oxygen intake. I heard them talking about having to put me under to intubate me if my condition got worse. What if I don't make it? It would be a horrible way to die, alone in this room. I was never a believer in God, or in heaven, or in hell. I wonder what happens to a person after they die. I've never really stopped to think about it until now. I guess I was too busy living life and chasing shadows to think about death. The Dalai Lama does say that the worst lie we tell ourselves is to think that we actually have time. I'm feeling weak. So weak. I think I'll sleep now. Can barely breathe. Well, it looks like we are standing. I'm up. How am I on my feet? I can't remember getting out of bed. Ooh. By clicking on objects in the world. Game saves automatically. It is a medical device. It's silent. I remember the doctor and nurses hooking me up to this thing. It's infernal beeping, the hiss of pumping oxygen. It's one of those terrifying things in a hospital. All the machines whose purpose you don't know. It's to beep. Hospital bed? My bed. It looks as if it was recently made. When did I get off it? Who came in? And who made it? I don't remember any of it. The rest of the room looks neat too, as if this room was recently vacated. I spent days on this bed, struggling to breathe. It feels weird to be up and about. Alright, chairs. Chairs for visitors. Except, being in quarantine, I had no visitors. Still had the chairs though. Alright, nothing special. Bathroom door. The bathroom door appears to be locked. That's great. Light switch. No. Other light switch. No. It's a nurse. That person out there. Maybe a doctor. I need to find out what's going on. Well, she went that way. And I certainly don't want to trigger any cutscenes. Where is everybody? When I checked in here, these corridors were full of activity all day and night. Filled with nurses and doctors and patients. And fire extinguishers. And this door. Locked. Strange, there are no signs. I could swear there were signs besides these doors. Cardiology, obstetrics, radiology, etc. Why are the windows opaque? Can't see a thing through them. It does look a bit like concrete. I will admit that. That's my room. That's a green light door. Probably have to go that way. Locked. That's odd. There are no room numbers on the door. I'm pretty sure I'd seen room numbers when I checked in. Alright, so no room numbers there. Another door. Yep, just making noise. Same thing. Sealed, just like the others. I don't know why this character seems to have a kind of mean, menacing voice. Just what happened? That is not the nurse's station. That is a plant. When I checked in here, struggling to breathe, there were 2 harried but kindly nurses sitting behind this desk, answering calls, filing papers, welcoming patients. They sure had their hands full. Alright. No luck. Didn't these doors open out into a lobby with elevators? That would have been my way out, except it looks like I can't leave this way. I should probably find another way out. It's still just a person walking, dude. Oh, and a flickering light. And I think they bent the door. Or did they just leave it open? Okay, they just left it open. Well, they could have bent it. Oh, and they bent that door too. Dark flickering lights. Just to set the romantic ambiance that's happening here. Are these patient wards? Why are they deserted? There's got to be someone, a nurse, or a doctor, who can help me and tell me what's going on. I don't know, every time you see a nurse, you just kind of play some kind of musical instrument that they've replaced your voice with and get creeped out. What? Someone on the other side of this door? This room looks like the one I was just in, but it's a mess. That does not look good. How awful. There's some kind of stain. I guess the bed wasn't cleaned after the last patient departed. He left the television on. That figure. That sound came from out there. The figure I saw on TV. It reminded me of... No, it can't be. I must be imagining things. Maybe that's what this whole thing is. Some lucid dream I'm having while my body lies in some kind of coma. Perhaps. Now it's flickering behind me. And I know that they want to use that to catch my attention. Alright, game. We'll do this. Come on, doors. Don't fail me now. Ooh. Bendy. Excuse me, nurse. I have questions for you, and you're just walking away. Excuse me? Excuse me. Ah. It's locked. Who shut the door? Was that a corpse in there? If this is a dream, it's growing increasingly disturbing. Another door. Is someone toying with me? Am I being led? That figure I saw. The one that looks kind of like a nurse, but now that I look at her, she doesn't have a hat. It can't be her. This is a dream, a nightmare, rather, in which I'm trapped. How can it be her? Oh no. Somebody turned the light off. What? How? How did I get here? I recognize this place. the furniture, and the way they're arranged. This looks like the apartment where we used to live, except everything looks abandoned and gone to rot. There's something on the table there. You live in an apartment with a drop ceiling? And faulty lights? Hello? It can't be. It can't be her. I can't see her face, but I'd know her anywhere. How is this possible? She's been dead for 4 years. Nia, is that you? That familiar silence. This is some monstrous dream. Memories of those horrific events of 4 years ago are coming back to me. The gout and the guilt have haunted me since. Could I have saved her life had I done things differently? And at what cost? I'm sorry for what happened to Nia. Only cold silence. What does she want? Nia? Am I going crazy? Or is this some fever dream seeded by my past while my body lies wasting away on a hospital bed? Oh, Nia. I remember this picture. We had it taken out by the beach, just after yet another bitter fight. She was just 24, but by then she had already begun to show increasingly frightening signs of the mental illness that would later consume her. Erratic, violent shifts in temperament, brooding silences, fixed stares, an obsession with my whereabouts, self-harm. I tried to get her to stop. She refused. When it was clear she was becoming a danger to both of us, I ended our relationship. And then it got worse. A lot worse. The phone calls, the stalking, the threats. And finally, I woke up one day to find her standing over my bed, staring at me, her dark eyes empty and unreadable, her mouth stretched into a chilling grin. And when I saw what she was holding in her hand, what was she holding in her hand? You know what? I dig the wallpaper and the veiny door. Still in hospital though. What is this place? It's one of those weird one-way veiny doors. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Who would abandon a dead body here? The stench here is terrible. I should move on. Oh. Uh-oh. Doesn't budge. Is there going to be some spooky stuff? Oh. Hello. Oh, she's laughing. Oh, sorry. Who would leave a body here? I guess it's going to be me. I left the body here. Alright, apparently this is like a club of leaving bodies around. Oh. Okay. Well done. Having me hear those things, but not seeing any of them move, I like it. I think we're about due for the lights going out. Close enough. On that night 4 years ago, when I woke up to find her standing over me, she was holding a knife. As I watched, she raised it and held it to her own throat. She said, "I don't want to live without you." Before she could hurt herself, I leapt at her, grappled the blade away, and subdued her till the authorities arrived. They put her away into an institute, a mental hospital, and a week later, I got that terrible call. I, too, stopped thinking about my stories halfway through. Yes, no? Nia. Oh, God. Why did you do it? Why did you have to go like this? They told me what you wrote on that note. Your last words. What do you want from me, Nia? I did what I could. Why are you tormenting me? Guys, next time you see the model, I want you to pay attention to her feet. Her feet seemed very, very large. All right. Nia, what do you want from me? I think of that note you left. The last words you ever wrote. You wrote, "I'm never going to let you go." I know those words were meant for me. Is this what this is all about? If I'd done things differently, perhaps been more compassionate, you might still be alive? And then I was tackled. I'm back in my room. How did I get here? Nia. The bed I was lying on, fighting for my life. Am I well? Am I well? Or am I still trapped in this nightmare? Oh, the beeping machine. Still don't have to go to the bathroom. Do I dare go out there? What will I find? A bustling hospital? Smiling faces telling me I'm better and I can go home? Or shadowy halls haunted by my own past? Am I in a coma, trapped in a body that is wasting away while I suffer a fever dream born of guilt? Or am I dead, and this is my afterlife? These dread halls and a tormented soul stalking me for all eternity. Nothing to it but to do it. The end. Alright guys, that's the hospital. Personally, I liked the game. The spooks weren't too spooky, but there were a couple of times. I'm not one to really jump or panic, but I have to say, my bumps did have gooses on them, and it happened a couple of times. Just a nice chill that went through me, especially when we first entered that room that was rotten. I had gone to rot, as the character said, and all of a sudden she just appeared right in front of you. Seeing the person walk around, not that spooky. Having the person be right there, standing, staring at you, and then not responding to anything? Yeah, that's the good stuff. That's the stuff I'm always looking for. Well, anyway, guys, this was made by Crux Studios, and you know what I'm about to say. If you enjoyed seeing this game, if this intrigued you at all, I highly suggest you go into the description, find the link to the game, download it, and play it yourself. These developers are artists, and artists like their things being seen. At least if they put them on itch.io, they do. So remember, the more we support the developers, the more the developers develop things that we can support. There's got to be a better way of saying that, but I don't know. Anyway, for now, this is Deepadork, And I'm going to see you guys again soon in the next video, and until then, I hope you all take care. Goodbye!